Good evening, good people from Bumakapa TV. Today we're launching a powerful platform where we'll converse and relate to the stories of yesteryear with legends, true legends of the game, be it soccer, be it rugby, be it cricket, be it judo, karate, and all that stuff. And it's the beginning of good things to come, where we unpack and unfold a rich history and heritage of our people. People, stories that were never told before. All that will be done on this platform, on Bumakapa TV. Today we have one of those legends, unheralded legend, a true son of the soil, coming from Woma Township. First and foremost, Makhaya Jack, my friend, let me say to you a belated happy birthday. Kumgqibelo, you had your birthday. Happy belated birthday. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, Mvulane.
May you have many more years to come.
Yeah, but the Pistons, Mvulane,
They're falling apart.
They're falling apart. You don't be fooled by the body. Pistons inside the engine, no, are wobbling.
Today we're given an opportunity on this platform to relate and amplify some of the stories our children and grandchildren do not know. Abazaz, they've never heard these stories. Who is Makhaya Jack?
First and foremost, Mvulane, manbulele ngelithuba man, loba kwelinqanaba. Phansi kwendonga ze Bumakapa TV and noba lapha ebuhlanti ke.
Yes.
Makhaya Jack Nqameni. The first time you hear that.
It's the first time.
Yes,
all what I know is that it's your father's, Spanish name, Señorita. Adios. That's your father.
Yes. My original surname is Nqameni. The surname Nqameni is original from Fort Beaufort, KwaNdlunkulu up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. The Jack thing came, relate was Dala Zola. There were two places where you can develop yourself as a father, as a family man. It's either you go from rural areas like Fort Beaufort, it's either you go to PE or you go to Joburg.
Yeah.
Now, my granddad, my father's father, Umfuma, wahamba bethu from Fort Beaufort
to Johannesburg. Jim comes to Joburg.
And was there, that waziva isitori safika pha wancancazela uba wazixelela bakanongena phansi komhlaba yena.
Yeah.
And
whatever.
Yes, and what devised a strategy, because during those times you remember that abantu babefavorishwa, the so-called coloureds.
Abantu bebala.
Yes, and wayiqonda ke utamkhulu into yoba akazotya ngoGQ Nqameni akazotya.
Too heavy.
Makaguqule ibhatyi apha.
Yeah.
He used his grandfather's middle name, Jack.
Jack.
Yes. Wakhawuleza ke wachitshiliza ukufumana yazazi zanto zofaka idompas wachitshiliza idompas wayitshintsha wasusa uNqameni ecaleni wafaka uJack wasucceeda ungangeni phansi komgodi. Khumbula kudala kwakunxitywa iduster coat as messenger boy.
Yeah.
Why messenger boy? He was a messenger boy. A post office uthatha ileta.
Yes.
Yeah.
And ebhala ileta naye ebhala ileta for ezithepha ziphansi komhlaba.
Yes, amane esapha kuzo
fumana something out of that.
Yes. Utheke wagqiba uyenjoyela life yapha eGauteng waqoma kana ubuyela eBofola. Wathatha iroute ezebhayi. Gqidithi wazogqidiza eBhayi. wafika apha eBhayi, wafikele eWoma. Remember, eWoma was a farm.
Yes.
Yayiyifama le. Wafika ke pha, wahlala, wafika, wasisibonda. And wahlala ke pha, wanonyana abayi-5, uMzimkhulu, uMzwandile, uThembile, uFezile, uMbulelo. Bekhona ke nodabawo wami, but we a family of siblings of 12. And so utata ke was a sports fanatic. Utata ke.
Usenyo.
Yeah, he was a sports fanatic. I've seen him at my early days now. Enomoya ethanda ungena egqibeleni ebaleni. He didn't like
Your father, in your father, without interjecting, utata wako was a chamberlain, just like you. Ni ichamba ulifumene kutata wako.
but I'm practical, yena ibe theoretical.
Theoretical.
So eWoma ke Zola, going back to eWoma, the little island up eBhayi, eWoma, with surrounded by Summerstrand, surrounded by Humo, surrounded by Skumakerskop, Sardinia Bay, with a lot of nature around Woma. 60-something years ago, I was born.
Yeah.
Izikolo zaseWoma ke Zola amaxesha amaninzi zonke kwakungekho sikolo pha, sasifundela ezicaweni.
I know.
All the churches there. And into yaseWoma, it was communal.
Yeah.
It was communal families. And we grew up in a very sporting environment. Bantu baseWoma, they were sporting mad. And
Especially golf.
yes, in Sadlalo ke yona nangoku,
Yeah,
they're still
golf,
holding golf
yeah,
nangoku.
golf.
And there was a club eWoma ke kuthiwa iWoma Wheels, born in 1928. And abona ke eWoma izinto bezisenziwa ngobufamily nje. There were families. In fact, the whole Woma was Woma Wheels until in 1954.
Wallabies.
Wallabies broke out. I think bebethwa pressure ke ngokokuva kwami ke history. It was pressure because they could not make the team, and they decided to form Wallabies. And what is funny, ndikhulela lapha ekhaya, ecam kwasekhaya ke ibala elikhoyo le Wallabies. So it's easy for me to jump the railway line,
Yes.
and train and play with Wallabies. And so, as you know, get Dala, that the former Siskai
Homeland.
was a fertile ground for abantu baseBhayi uyofunda khona, but there were a lot of schools there.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
Hilltown, Lovedale,
Lovedale,
St.
zonke you can-
Matthews, Clarkbury, Shawbury, and all those places.
Yes. So I applied Hilltown when I passed my standard 6 at John Masiza Primary. Unfortunately, ke, I was declined because I believed that kwakuthiwa kugcwele. So because originally we come from Fort Beaufort, so indlu enkulu, obakhulu abakatata, they were still there.
Still staying there.
Yeah, so we can make a plan. So they devised a plan, and you were lost in secondary school, which was in Fort Beaufort. So, and into endincediyo kwabuzwa ndiyayidlala irugby, sesi sport endidlalayo ndachaza. Ndathathwa ngeChristmas Eve Zola, kwayofuna uprincipal ngeChristmas Eve, and kodwa mandingene enqoleni. And played ke yazi ngelaa xesha lethu we played Freshers versus Tailors.
Yeah.
And it happened that we exposed the Tailors, and it didn't sit well with them, you know. And because abakhona frictions, siqala nofika ithi ke siyarewa noreyo apha.
Yeah.
You know. And trying to establish ourselves, this is an opportunity to establish ourselves, is to take this game, the Freshers and Tailors, very serious. We expose them, kwacaba kuzawuliwa noliwa ke, but ke yayinto esotwayo out. And we revolted. We can't play rugby under these circumstances. There was a guy from Joburg, Beas Minza. There was no soccer losing like this.
No, soccer was a rare thing, although ikona pa.
Yeah.
And ifika most probably with people who come from the mines, baziqala ezo team zabo kubekho upresident othile okhoyo.
Yes.
But just like in Port Elizabeth, you'll find that soccer was played kwizitrato ezithile, like Dubula, kubekho Dodgers, kubekho
Yes,
Rovers,
yes,
kubekho Jumpers, same
Yes.
street.
Soccer was not too much. So Bears introduced because we rebelled because we felt that we're not treated well here, and introduced soccer, played soccer. 71, 72, 73, I played soccer. On my last year, there was a guy called Lungile Njenje. He was an official Crusaders.
I was probably coming from Somerset East.
I would not know.
All the Njengers, they come from Somerset East, yeah.
So on my third year doing JC, wabuza kutamkhulu mkhulu akatatam because babephangela kunye. But then iphi lantwana yayisuke by ibhityileyo yayisuke by.
Because we were very thin.
Yes, and many people ke kwakugcwele kula match Freshers and Tailors. It's a big game, match
Yeah.
Freshers and Tailors. Probably he saw me that day zama phinda ndibone wacima mhlambi ke ndiginyoze ezinye izinto. Yeah. Wathi utamkhulu no nantsi apha ecam kwakho. Dim lona apha ecam kwakho nje mendibuza. Why are you not playing rugby? And then I had to recite the story. Well, I must thank him in any event because he took me. It was towards the end of the season. I think sasiyodlala eNgqele ne-Reds yaseNgqele. Ndadlala ke pha because I think I played 2 games and I went back home ke holiday. The following year ndise phamle ngqusho. Ndayothathwa pha I must play for the Crusaders. Before. I played ke second team. We were a strong second team ke. And then I was playing fly half, no fullback.
You played fullback, you played fly half, you played flank forward.
Yeah.
Those 3 positions you
Yes.
played.
Utata into ayifani yasewoma ke ubupikwa ngokweposition utata kwa
Wayedlala
wayidlala.
ngayo.
Noba kuyiperfect noba uyayiperfect.
Noba yena wayelityutyuza.
Noba yelityutyuze. So I went esikolweni ngexesha sidlala ematch of Tailors Freshers Tailors. I was playing at fullback. But funny, at Crusaders, ndadlala fly half, ndadlaliswa fly half. And I played for the longest time at fly half, if you remember.
I know.
And I came back from esikolweni in the
But a fly half, Makhaya, who played like a flank forward. That's why we ultimately, because you had a nickname, wakuthiwa uyingcongconi. Did you know that nickname?
Yeah.
Because you used to uwisa abantu kakhulu. Ivili wanikwa la nickname kwathiwa uyingcongconi.
Engu-Ahonoho koweza nelo gama.
Wathi uyingcongconi.
Yes.
Ulamvela lwengcongconi.
Yes. At Bofolo, there was a guy called Keb Umkhosana Nyengeni. Rando yayinthanda kakhulu.
Yes, at Bofolo.
Wayesithi xa ndibiza kathi ndintambo endorhintyela maveti. Exactly what you are saying.
Yeah.
Ivelity balukhona opposite kwakusaziwa uba balukhona ingcongconi intambo ento izayiwisa phansi.
Yes.
So I came back and I remember quick trials Fort Beaufort Crusaders I think Somerset Kradok and I refused because then pick you up to make the side in Midlands and I refused because I know I was going home.
Coming to PE.
Yeah, so ne politics kengelazela xesha ke.
Yes, as a shush.
Zazishushu. So I was trying to comfort my position coming back. Came back. Remember ke ngela xesha Stone base Lovedale ontsiki. Tsekindweni is in Forte. Yes.
Yeah, we played with him.
Mandi Simatikane, Pindile Veto. So they saw me whilst I was playing.
Ogogo.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about them. They were at Lovedale.
Oh, at
then.
Lovedale, yeah.
Yes, they were at Lovedale. And so they would see Kaslalane team, Zasetikeni, because the best field then was at Forte.
Yeah, Davidson.
Yes, so they would see me there. So when I came back, Dabuyanda Dalisoka, Nazanda Rugby, there was a team, Gapa going Kasekaya, about 500 meters, Kokuswai Wabs, Woma United Brothers. And the team was in Gogu, Sandy Conversat Isoka. They dihlala number 18, Ufezi Bell, uhlala number 6. Wherever go Stone, but no man, kukiponi kuthiwa yekasinyo. Edlala irugby. Wabuza yiphini. Then Ufezi wafika apha endlini. off season, samane sitrain swabini, ke sitrain swabini, we're doing a lot of road work. And one day, kwenzeka isimanga, the soccer guys came to fetch him because the umuntu soccer. Fezi, ngapha, uzondithatha. It was also that commotion, and then Tata had to come in and intervene. As chaps banga, because I've been playing most of my time in soccer. Fezi, uvile bang didlala rugby, and I'm good in rugby. So I'm indebted to Fezi because he roamed me to rugby.
Let's fast forward on your role models. You said you started playing rugby. Amongst the greats coming from a warmer, you had or Peter Mkata.
By the way, Zola, my grandfather, the brother to my grandmother from the father's side, Gilman Nukolu, Tatakapati. The greatest, one of the greatest centers.
Greatest centers.
So emulated igama eli lakwa Jack kunye noNoqoli. Because umakhulu wamama katata nguNoqoli, so I wanted to be close to that. Yes, those were the names that I heard that were playing rugby, and I heard about my father. But
ufada uyathetha uthetha kwayethetha
namachamba
wayichamba qha and everything yabona when I see you xa unxibile uhamba and you just like your father. You know, ichamba iyatyityimba le chap xa ihamba intambanane.
No, what happened is dadlala ke kaWoma Wales.
Yes.
Andifaka second team. I think that was the first and the last game that I played. Dadlala eighth man. Khuzu stone, but no one's mistake with Salundu eighth man. And but dlala fly half loomed. So ndifika ngathi xa umkhathe shushu ke. Shushu Peter Mkhathe shushu. And thethwa ngefly half, dlala fly half. So Mkhatha was one of my role models because I want to emulate him. At fly half. Gogoko Cikisani, one of the best centers. Ndonga Singatha, one of the best centers.
Fezi Bell.
Yes, Fezi Bell. Mlungisi Ntlokwana.
Yes,
was one of the greatest centers. Yeah. So those were the guys, Stone Bell, because nabo babe.
But there was another wing, tall wing that was selected Yukwaro also from Woma. The tall guy.
Lumumba.
Yes.
Lumumba. And iwoma Wales kakhulu ke bungasoze usifumane i-forwards kakhulu speak of, though there was a brilliant guy, I must say brilliant guy, Tunzi Dlovu Daro, very inspirational, had a beautiful
he
little
played for Ikawan High School. I saw him.
Beautiful voice,
and
commanding voice,
very arrogant on the field of play.
And nabasityoka kanen basasine move yethu sobabini esasiscorer from line out. And but strange enough, whilst I was playing Zola, fly half Woma Wales, kumbula mosasine coach apa yayi very experimental uMancobo.
Usipho Nozeo. He'll take you from being a wing, playing wing number 11 or number 14. And slotting in at 8th man.
Remember, Moswaitana and
Uchigeleza all. That's how he found me. That's
looking
how he found me at Kawan
looking
High
for
School.
talent.
Yeah.
You know? So, why is Bugela Genyimini? Why in Susa? Klaposi Nandala go fly. What you know, come here. I'll show you the position you must play. You're not a fly half. I've played fly half so many years. And I've faced so many greats. What you go? No, a fly half is always born.
Yes.
When you are a made fly half. In order for you to achieve your national colors, come, I'll show you the position.
Flank forward.
And Kemnaki, coach, I've never played it. No, I'm going to show you. With the skills you have, with the potential you have, you will make it to the grade. And I switched. It's only then that I switched.
I was wondering, actually, when did you switch?
I switched, I think it was 1980.
From fly half, you played flank forward.
Yeah, I switched.
And
I think
it became effective, actually.
Yeah, I switched from that. And imnaka ndicinga the face of Pagamile Lubambo no menqoqo. And for Olunga Meleni the face of Umkata. Then the great now because these guys were not was one and
and you had the assurance go Orlando or six.
Yes.
Yes.
So yes, and unfortunately, whilst playing for Homo Wales and captaining the side at that time, kwakho ke esasithiwa kumbe senhlekayo ngo-1982
Yeah.
eTenqeqe. And saza nelal ke, and saza ne-disruption ke, because I was at my peak then.
It was a painful moment
Yeah.
for all of us.
Yes. So I was at my peak then. And what made me to make the choice of joining Spring Rose Zola? I read that in the back, kuyo yonke lento yenziwayo, akukho ngoba genuine. Glenn, yayine-political
It was too personal and politically motivated.
Yes. So ndihleli ndedwa, hey, I was at my peak ngoku sihambe sidlala kwindawo singazazi ayaziwa nale rugby sidlalayo. And I made up my mind. Ndihleli ndedwa. No man. Mna khange ndigxothwe kokwaroom. And don't think azange ndilwe emeetingini. Ndalo Zola I resigned emeetingini to say no.
Homo Wales.
Yeah, I'm leaving Homo Wales. And I stated my reasons. And that in the arm, and I joined Homo Wales. And I know Zola won't. So you were happy that I played.
Unfortunately, do you know, Mos?
You were happy that I played along
when
you.
When you face me, you watch my white shorts going under the poles. That's
so
fine.
You appreciated me playing next to you.
Yeah.
And we played well. I joined Spring Rose. And I learned, I don't want to tell lies, Zola.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from Spring Rose. Homo Wales gave me the platform to shine. But this Spring Rose
Gave you the family.
gave me everything. So
Yeah,
gave me
the
everything.
family.
Gave me
Yeah.
recognition. I got it from Spring Rose.
I know.
And I got selected to play the Eastern Cape Zone, Northern Zones, and ultimately I played with you.
Yes.
One of the greatest moments that will always
I
to
want
me.
you to talk about that match in 1986.
1986.
100 years anniversary of Western Province.
Yes.
And
yes.
where everybody was there.
Yeah.
And we went to Cape Town at Atlant Stadium with
Yeah.
Mark Stellenberg.
Yeah.
He was our coach. He came with me and you
Yeah.
to the stadium. Just relate a little bit about, and then the magic that happened on that day and how
And
we,
Western Province was one of the strongest union at Saru level, and it was feared. It was a feared union
everyone.
But everyone. But what I noticed that the only union Babayoyika was Kwaru.
Kwaru.
And I know that we're going to use the advantage that we are coming from both from Kwaru. So we were selected on the president's 15 side team, Aswabin.
Yes.
Wearing number 11 and wearing number 7.
Yes.
And we were playing, yeah. I'm not sure now how the magic came.
Yeah.
The magic, it was a scrum 5 yards from our scoring line.
Yeah.
And I said to you, listen here, this is an opportunity for me and you. I'm not going to, yafakwa scrum of some because it was our ball. I scooped the ball and I gave it to you from our 5-meter line.
Yeah.
Bror, I don't know where you were getting that magic from. When you were cutting the field, when you were jinking, sidestepping.
Who was screaming next to me? Dineke, Dineke,
And
Dineke.
I was after I gave you the ball.
Yeah.
And I supported you.
I know.
And I'm saying, please give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. But unfortunately, you were never selfish.
Yeah, I gave it to
when
you.
it was 2 men to beat, you gave it to me.
Yeah.
And Athlone Stadium. Athlone Stadium.
Executive SR was
Yeah.
there.
And I think that was the moment that made us to make it to the Saru level in the next game.
Yeah.
That was that moment, that game, Zola, I will never forget. That was one of the magical moments in my life, getting a nod to get to Saru level. Played that game, and that was like you, Zola, but in that excited.
No, we beat them because it was not a once-off thing. That those breakaways and jinx and everything. And I think we did it twice, if not thrice. And then I remember Mike Stellenberg, after the match, he was asked by the other people in the stadium, Uguti, what did you give these guys? He said, I gave them Millie's beans and samp. That's what I gave them.
One of the greatest, may
He's one of the greatest motivators.
Yeah, it was
one of the greatest motivators and coaches. that
Ndiyabona
I've-
ndithi xa ndibona Zola ngoku ezintwana zibetha zinxiba i-shoulder pads nezaa zinto protectors thina besisiya edongeni lesamente thina
Yeah.
pure edongeni. And from there I think we started being recognized. Zola Yeye, Makhaya Jack from babekhona ooNomenga phambili, bekhona oToto, bekhona oPapa nabo in the mix, because Dan Chiki Watson they were missed. But 86 Achimkele
we
umfundisi.
carried the flag.
Yeah, we carried the flag because I think a paradigm shift
Yeah.
in terms of rugby was taking our advantage. And
We became household names. Although, I played prior, one of my biggest land games prior to that, 1979, I remember.
yes,
When we pulled that last minute try
Yes.
against Somerset, and then
Was it Somerset? No, what was Cities?
Is it
man?
City and Suburban?
Cities,
Yes,
Cities.
City and Suburban.
During, I think, I remember Toto was
Toto
playing.
got injured.
Toto was playing.
Yeah.
I was not playing him. I just
Yeah.
came back from school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember what injured to Toto.
Yes.
And you could say Everybody
was gone.
When you scored that last try.
Yes.
Winning try.
Wearing Peter Mkata's boots. He gave me the boots. He said, just want to stop rugby. I'm not going to play rugby anymore. He said to me, Mazo, take these boots. And I wore them. And I was about to go to the bathroom because I knew the time was up.
Yes.
And
I think it was 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
2-3
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
And get like they were not so efficient in Nansika is substitute get like this. We substitute ba umntu wonzakele. Bakonzakelanga nomntu udlala right through.
Makhaya, just in a nutshell, we spoke about the influence of Ondonga, Singata, of Ezibel, Stone, and Bell, and all that stuff, no Peter Mkata in your life. But you grew up in environment, two environments, Bofol and also Woma. But Woma played a significant role kuwe in your life. Just unpack a little bit about Woma, to date up to until now, and also your advice to the youngsters. Today they don't see rugby as a sport that we played without getting anything out of it except the joy and entertainment and the recognition that we have the potential.
Mazozo, it's regrettable that, because as I've said earlier on, Tina, there are only three things Mrs. Zazi, Tina. It was school, church, and rugby in sport. Those are the things that. And very few ship-ins those days. Yeah, ship-in in the whole community.
And raided all the time by the police.
Raided timeously by police, and we were not allowed, to go to a ship-in.
No.
Abantwana, and we were not allowed to touch even a bottle. Now, Tina, during our time, it was one big family.
Yeah.
One big family. Because from the first house, ungene woma, uyayazi bakuhlala bani. The last house, ekugqibeleni woma, and you share even food. Isitye esithile bakuyaziwa into yoba the less fortunate houses ewoma ziyazaziwa. So kwakupheka ukuthatha isitye esithile kuthiwe kume ekhaya mandame ndise imbiza ethile ndiqoma ndiyinyula kapha endleleni ndandiyinyula kupheka endleleni pha qha ndandingenza imistake yonyula inyama because azibalwa ipiseni. So I grew up in that environment, very sporty environment. Cricket was played there, golf was played there, and rugby, that was the sport. Music was there, and Sundays, afternoon spends, where we go and listen to music. There was a cycling club which we go and as Balaka has a fountain and the rehearsal. So it was a beautiful environment, peaceful environment, loving environment. united environment.
No drugs.
No, nothing. And all what you know is sport, church, and school. That's all what we know.
You had a teacher there, Upepeta.
Yes.
The influence ka teacher Upepeta in Warmer in particular, and especially with rugby.
Zola?
Just a little bit about that.
Zola.
Tompezansi.
Tina, gela xa sibeka ingekho lento kuthiwe ke abuse good. Wayesithi uPeps lo uthetha ngayo isithi inziniya xa ibiza.
Yeah.
Inziya. Tompezansi yoslag.
Tompezansi.
Butekelisha from the top. Pebaleni ngoni practice.
Yes.
Ubethwa ngenziniya pebaleni.
Yeah.
They're very disciplined. They inculcated discipline. You not rear motor, you don't smoke, you don't do all this. Babene sessions at random. Ingathi set wrong way. Kutwe eba rear motor. Kucho ku assembly maphume ngapha. Noba zangu rear motor bayithe ichomi yakho rear motor ngefunyanwa inzini. Noba kuchayi bangabi ichomi yakho ithe kuyachaya. Funyanwa inzini. So that was that kind of environment. Senze handwork esikolweni, sihamba siyolima egadini, and that made us self-sufficient and self-reliant, you know, as we are still are. And one of the things I preach like it was cleanliness.
Yes, next to godliness.
Cleanliness. Netayila wawungayi ke engafuna Zola yayingafuna slip on sasingafuna slip on emokazi kwakufuna shoelaced.
Yes.
And akuzonxiba ihlangu esingenamintsha uzawubethwa biqhawukile go and buy others. And that's the kind of situation esiphuma kuyo ke othisharu yoyo may his soul rest in peace na itata kaKhwezi benguthisharu Mhlambiso khade bena wasweleka but he was wallabies uPhephetha no Charioyo, they were Womaways, and this one was Wallabies. I would not know what rugby, but what kind of language. But Woma was a very neat community. That's why Woma Amabulu could not defeat them to remove by force. Yeah. Other locations were removed by force. Woma resisted, and that's why there's Woma still. And Zola, it pains my heart to see Woma lendi yiyo to date. And uve kuthiwa abantu eWoma ngoku uva kuthiwa ngoku kudutyulwa abantu. We don't know those things in eWoma. All what we know sport eWoma. That's why Zola ndibuyele eWoma ndiyovusa iWoma ways just to make a difference. Ubonise ntwana into yokuba in life you can come on, you know that sport to today it's a career. And that's why I'm driving back them to go and play rugby. But it's difficult because I don't stay in Woma any longer.
You had a powerful voice of the voiceless, a Woma, Umogi Kegisane, who also played rugby. I think he played fly half or so.
No, he's scrum off.
He played scrum half, yes.
Nah, yeah, Wi-Fi, I cannot tell you. Chamberlain.
Umogi Kegisane. Yeah, Woma had all these Chamberlains. Not overlooted.
I think the environment is esikuyo because kule standana thina. By virtue inube kwama gama fani.
Yes. Osbu,
Yes. We used to give each other nicknames.
Yes.
You know. So
I was wondering, available amagama.
Yeah, no, Butu. Yes, no Khankli.
Yes.
He was one of the greatest rugby players as well.
And a golfer.
A golfer as well.
Professional,
yes. Yeah. There are a lot of professional golfers even to date. And do you know that in Woma, there's a guy Yakwatemban, a cyclist. He broke his own record. In 1975, he took 5.5 days. From
Joburg.
From here to Joburg.
I remember that.
The following year, he broke that record. He took 3.5 days. He's still alive. The first bodybuilder, black Springbok bodybuilder.
Melanie.
Walter Melanie. So la Woma iyavuza italent la Woma, but ngoku into ezenzekayo ziyayingcwaba la talent. As a matter of fact, I once went to uMasipalathi cela into yoba makwenziwe phaa iplaque, memorial plaque eWoma. As the heroes zibhalwe phaa. Probably that can make change as well. And My heart is very close to Amazon.
Yeah, you are where you are, Makhaya. You're where you are. You've gone through thick and thin, and you have achieved so much, and you've just related your story, who you are, and all that stuff. Except udla utsale emva, khazitsale nje emva, and so that even usenyo can be proud of you. Uzalwa ngubani? Just uzitsale nje Tabani.
Vulane, probably we should have done that earlier on.
Yeah, I did it deliberately so that I can inspire you at the end.
Zola, ndingumkhwembe,
Yes.
ndinguDabani. Ndizalwa ngumzwandile. Umzwandile uzalwa ngumfuma. Umfuma uzalwa nguStoto. uStoto uzalwa nguQhunyana. uQhunyana uzalwa ngufudukele, Fudumele. Ufudumele azalwe nguNgamini. Ngodlotho thina. uDabani ndinguflash, ndingusigada, ndingumekhe, ndingumashe, ndinguhlotho, ndingusicwile, ndinguqabaza, ndingudikisa. Ndiyintloko enyathi. Andihlambi ngamanzi, mina yandityabula ndihlamba ngobisi. Ndizalwa ke lizizigazi, ntombi entle qithi, my mom was
I know
beautiful.
her very well.
Zalwa lizizigazi noNtuthu, intombi yalapha eHanki. Yena uzalwa nguMarhadebe yena. Intombi uzalwa yena nguMamntambo. Intombi yakulomfundi
Mfundisi uMkele.
Yes. Abantu abaninzi phe woma ke basuka
eHanki.
eHanki, most
Yes.
yabo basuka eHanki. I met my wife eBalini. Intombi yakwamboya.
And we married you.
Yeah. Nawe Zola kaloku ndiyayazi
We
life yakho.
married you. We married you.
Yes.
When you got to Spring Rose, we married you. You ask Lucky will tell you.
It's because kaloku
We didn't want any lando abantu ba single pa.
No.
So
wawungekatshati Zola wena.
what role what did role Kaxeke played in your life?
Zola, to be honest with you, and one took when I instead by the embrace to joining Spring, one took wabuza ixesha lonke bendihleli ndoni. Yawazi ke lamagama
I know.
What is thankful that you are back. Kakade bekumele udlalela le team le. Zola, to be frank with you, that man was inspirational.
Yeah.
A very encouraging and supportive into yonke. Ikakhulukazi Zola, he was running around. Ingathi uyi-PR yami emtshatweni wami.
I was there.
He did most of the stuff. Dawubona umtshato wami mina. There was majorettes.
There was everything.
There was majorettes. Wawuqala ubona.
White wedding.
Wawuqala ubona. Yema iwoma ngqi Zola, yema.
Ngothuka.
Yema kokubuza ukuqhubeka ntoni. Lethi gqifa fuludo lasemakhondweni. And ndidubule a very burgundy suit, maroon plum suit Zola.
Ichamba lihlele enhloko.
Kakubi. Now utata why acknowledge that imfuzi yagqithisa because when it came to Ilap, and ndandimlalisa athi kum, my boy, I've never been beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I've never been beautiful like this. I had a very nice relationship with him. I would visit him because why alone? So I would visit him get weekends, and we chat, we do a lot of things. Athi ke kum ekugqibeleni Makhaya. In fact, my name is not Makhaya Zola.
What is your name?
My father walwa uthi Makhaya. I said him McKay.
Oh, McKay. He's an Englishman, Galutadako. He used to slang everything.
McKay. Buza mina, why do you say McKay? Uthi leli qabakazi umamakho lathi Makhaya. Lalizanga ndife bandithini. Uthi leli qabakazi umamakho. Australia came to South Africa to come and play cricket. He was a bowler. McKay was a bowler. And slash McKay. So he said, I'm McKay. But
Makhaya.
So that's the kind of situation I grew up with. Very strong grandmothers, ne?
Yeah.
Both sides. From Gulqala Katata. My makhulu died at 83. Gulqala Kamama died at 106.
Wow.
Very strong women, babebetha Zola, babebetha. Discipline was the thing. Ngexesha lo yecawe ufike ndiye ecaweni ngexesha lo dlala manje udlala nexesha lokubuya Zola ekudlaleni I must be indoors. I come from that background.
When you look at the journey you have traveled thus far, you look at the achievements you have made, and you look at the accolades you got from various people. You are a household name now. You played rugby. You gave it your all, your best. You are a Springbok, and to make things more profound, you are a legend. And a legend, when somebody is called a legend, is the highest accolade, attribute you give to somebody who has achieved extraordinarily. Now, why Pope? Did you ever dream that you'll ever be such a very, very important person in your life in sport?
No, Zola. Maybe I'll use a wrong adjective to say important, but between you and me as sports people, it was everybody's dream to become a Springbok. And any years in the as I've mentioned, Tatomkhulu wam was a Springbok, a black African Springbok. Sticks was a Bok as well. Carter was a Bok as well. Funso Achimkele was a Bok as well. So I wanted Nam to
wear that green and gold.
Yes, I wanted Nam to wear that green and gold. And when Siponoze said, "I'll make you a Springbok player," I didn't want to disappoint him, and I had my vision. That's why Zola ndati la kwagmaya isenzeka between Kwaru. I said, no, I'm at my peak now. I can't. I must make an introspection. Do I want to fulfill my goals to be Springbok? Yes. And when I said yes, I went to a meeting. Those Kaleli Nazigwomods. Listen here. I thank you for everything that you've done for me, but I've made a conscious decision that I want to go this way. I'm resigning here. Nobody knew in any event when they happened, because Eastern ain't funa high and low now, funa high and low now, and
just like they did with Mkata, they wanted Mkata, and Mkata, followed the right team, Spring Rose.
Yeah. And
you follow the right team also.
Yes, no, Zola, ngaphandle kwamathandabuz. I can vouch that Spring Rose, very, very supportive structure, very educative structure, very disciplined structure.
Yeah.
That's where discipline.
Good leadership.
Yes. Because there was a true rugby leadership then. And I don't regret a minute that I've joined Spring Rose, because I gave back to Spring Rose. I got into the official Domi Spring Rose. And I'm proud to say, whose sticks come from this hand?
Yes.
Soli Kibilika comes from this hand. And as a matter of fact, I was proud to go along and make Nolaki, going after Usticks, going after Usoli, looking after their welfare. And that made me to be more jealous about rugby. And that's why I'm still involved in rugby even today.
The Boks are playing against Italy. You are a Springbok. And you have seen them playing, and they played against the Barbarians, they played against Italy. They are playing against Italy. Which team are you backing? And then what improvements needs to happen?
Zola, to be honest, let me be honest. I was never a Bok supporter. Even ngalanyaka wako, ndansilo ngalanyaka wako ngoku
I was a manager.
Because it was a move between him no Mvelelu Ngula kunye the Mikes because anekla committee transformation sasiseva kuyi kwathu akho bantu. It was us who forced you from that. But iza kwenzeka because kwakungabona omnye umuntu noba manager either than because most always thina bekusoloko funeka
be radical.
It's either you're radical or you're extremely good in what you are doing. So until 2018, when Rasi
took over
as
as a coach.
And I said, this is first interview yam no Zola, no Ras. It was us at Parker, and you could hear the men talk. Uyamva Zola, umuntu uqhwaba ulwimi lakhe xa umva umuntu uyapretenda okanye this person is talking out of passion. I said, this man is passionate. Thathi xa simbuza nge-transformation, what no man. Sanendibuza ngento engenamsebenzi man. Ayinamsebenzi le. I'll make kule team zayivula mna ngo-45%, I'll kick off ngo-45%. Now, Zola, that man uthethe into wayenza. And as such, I think it was a good time. Watata, time yakhe was very good. Usticks usandudrotshwa as an assistant coach the previous year.
Alistair Coates.
Yeah. Wabizwa nguRas. Usiya is a captain, yes, Thomas, but even Elizabeth was by captain Kasiya at Springbok level. Was chincha zonke ezo zinto. Was chincha yonke loo nto uRas. And before then, Zola, iSpringbok zazinayo support, but not as the support that esinaso.
It's a mixed support now, non-racial
and
support.
And that dominator abantu abamnyama bagcwalisa stadium song abantu basupporta uSiya. So in essence, when Siya, between myself and Kawunda, uSiya captain, we recited solo lokhu yayisenzwa nguKawunda praising uSiya as a captain. It was during the night ngengomso sizawuya first game kaSiya Ellis Park. It's only then that I changed. I'm a Bok in and out now. And there's no reverse gear. And I realized that, this is what should have happened long time ago. And for that reason, I was happy, and I'm happy that you see it. Because Rassi doesn't look at the color, doesn't look at the size. There were people who were saying Cheslin Kobe is too small to be a Springbok. And if you want to be a Springbok, you must go and play scrum half. Kobe had to go to a foreign land. And he's the darling of South Africa today. And Kobe is always doing wonders, And they are Apelele Fastis today. The Siya Colises, they are.
There's another Mvulane there.
And
there's another Mvulane there who's playing well. Yeah, Nhlabakanye.
And he didn't disappoint bonga abantu bamnyama. I'm talking about
there's Chatuka.
Yes, Chatuka. Afrikanyani.
In Africa, yeah.
And
without cutting you there, I just want to say to you, here we are. It's our first episode of the Legends Kraal, at Bumakapa TV, a wonderful kind of a platform for us to tell our stories. Would you say you've managed to unpack or to exhale exactly your feelings? Because there'll be other guys going to come and sit here. We want them to tell their stories. We want everybody to hear, because some of us can't write books. We don't have the opportunity to write books and publish them.
Zola, this is a beautiful platform. And I think the platform came at the right time, because legends in front of us passed on without telling their stories. And it was a shame, because there's this big gap, because across archives where siyabalisa qangu, across archives where you can draw the files and play the video. This is a wonderful platform, and I would encourage everybody to tell their stories as they are. And also, Zola, maybe this is the catalyst platform to change the complexion of sport in this side of the world. And also to keep each channel 260, ne?
260 years.
To keep 260 channel very busy, get entertainment and sport.
Thank you very much, Mr. Makhaya Jack. You are the game changer today. The first guy to be interviewed on this platform, your Legends Kraal. And all what you have said is true and is honorable. May God speed. Thank you very much to the listeners and the viewers and people on Spotify and YouTube. You guys there make this happen. The story of our fathers, our sisters, our children must be told by us and also given such opportunities. Siyabulela nangomso.
Ndiyabulela Mvulane.
I'm glad that it's over.